Hello YouTube. Welcome to Interiorender's fourth video. My name is Yvette and today, I have the pleasure of showing you around my home. This flat is located on the top floor. Luckily, a lift was eventually installed, but up to 2010, I had to walk up numerous flights of stairs. This flat is located in a central downtown area. It has been in the family for more than a century now. My mother used to let it to strangers, but when I moved to the city to study marketing, I needed a place to stay. I moved in 1990. I was such a young girl back then. Looking back, I had been incredibly lucky. I got to live here rent-free during my time at the university. The area had not been the best, but not the worst either. In recent years, this area has become a very popular part of the city. The infrastructure is amazing. The high street is only a few blocks away. There are many world-renowned restaurants and fancy bars within walking distance. The person who had lived here before me was a heavy smoker. When I first moved in, I had to air out the flat for days. I remember being cold all the time because the windows were open day and night. Mum and I painted over the walls several times. They were yellow from all the smoke. Over the years, I did renew and remodel quite a bit. Of course, my interior style evolved over the years, and the more money I made, the more funds went into my home. I never felt the need to move to a bigger flat. My interior style is Paris-inspired. It is one of my favorite places in the world. I like the cozy chic that is functional and timeless. I kept that in mind when I had the kitchen remodeled in 2018. Before that, the kitchen only consisted of a little pantry unit. Given all the restaurants around me, I had gone out to eat quite a lot. But eventually, I wanted to have a quality kitchen to prepare healthy food myself. The small cooktop is enough to prepare food for me and maybe a guest. Keeping it simpler and smaller is the way to go when you live in a studio flat for more than 3 decades. When I had the kitchen custom built, I made sure to get a matching stand for my cat's food bowl. My cat is 3 years old and brings me so much joy. The color of the kitchen blends in so well with the rest of the apartment and yet stands out and clearly marks its functional area. That is why I had the dining table and chairs made by the same person. I wanted them to present an unit. Next to my dining table, I have my living room area. This is where I relax and unwind. The sofa is very comfortable and I often fall asleep here when I watch television. I also had it custom made. The covers can be easily cleaned and cat fur doesn't really stick to the fabric. As I mentioned before, living in a tiny space for this many years, accumulating clutter is not the way to go for me. That is why I decided to digitalize as much as I could and free my space from unnecessary clutter. I do keep memorabilia, but only to a certain degree. There has to be enough space for those items and everything needs a home. I didn't want to add a fixed wall, so I opted for a shelf on wheels as a room divider. To create a sense of privacy, I pinned these blinds on the top board. Although this is a studio, I felt the need to separate my sleeping area from the rest. Do you use a room divider as well? Comment below and share your creative ways to make your flat feel like home. Next up is the bathroom. I had it remodeled in 2012 and I kept the French style in mind. I wanted my bathroom to feel luxurious and I wanted to be reminded of the great trips I have taken to Provence. The mirror is an import from France. I hired an antiques expert to find it for me. He found it in Marseille. This mirror is actually older than this building. We had the glass restored. It was very expensive, but I think it was worth all the trouble. It fits in perfectly. The bathtub is one of my favorite spots in the flat. Look at that view. And then you turn around to find yourself in France. The contrasts are so amazing. Now that you have seen the inside of my flat, it is time to show you the outside, the balcony. The view is unbelievable. Since I do not have that much space in my flat, I leave the furniture out all year long and only bring the cushions inside. The furniture is made from very durable plastic and can be left outside. It is weatherproof and the chairs are very comfortable. In spring and summer, I'll have my morning coffee here and just look around. The view gives me such an energy rush. This balcony is just magical. Every year, a new skyscraper would appear. I remember a very different view when I was 20 years old. Knowing what the housing market looks like these days, I might be sitting on $1 million balcony. I am so thankful for this flat. All those perks, the city lights, the view, the evolution of the city, the infrastructure, are all part of urban living which I love. But do not be fooled. I too, still have to escape the city from time to time. I have yet to show you my sleeping area. Let's go back inside. Separated from the rest of the space, my bed is set up behind the room divider. The picture is of my first cat that lived with me for 17 years. The bureau is where I keep my personal and important papers. This is a queen-size bed. It fits in perfectly. In all those 30 years, I have always had my bed in this very spot. And I have never covered those tiny windows. It is a wonderful place for a bed. Instead of scrolling through my phone whenever I cannot sleep, I just lay there and look out the window. The city lights are so amazing. And that is the end of this tour. It was a great honor to have you here and show you around. I would very much appreciate to hear your design ideas. Please leave a comment below and let me know what your vision for my flat is.
Thank you for watching our 4th video. Please subscribe for more videos and updates.